So today's tip is, how do you prevent your Lego that your children make that you spent hundreds and thousands of dollars from falling apart? It's such the most depressing thing on earth. And one of the ways that I've done this is to actually put super glue. This prevents me from being asked by my children, "Daddy, can you fix this, please? It's fallen." Or they accidentally tip it over, or they grab it the wrong way, and you have no idea or clue on how you're going to get it back together. So, what I've been doing is I have built, or the children will have built the items completely, and then I would just, once they're finally done their Lego item, I just handle it, just semi-roughly, and see what falls apart. It just means that I don't have to super glue every single thing on their Lego device. Now you got to remember, this one isn't a part that needs to fall off because it's a moving part. But I will just put that temporarily there. But this is an obvious one. You grab this the wrong way, boom, pops out. So as long as it's not a moving part, you just got to worry about and make sure that it's not a part that's essential, that needs to be moved, or something that automatically needs to be sort of capped off to look inside. And then I buy these little mini ones because one or two of these will do a whole toy, at least all the parts that just needs to be glued. And I'd only apply a little bit, like I find that you need to get the four corners. You can also do the cracks, and that's about it. And I'm doing this with one hand. Make sure you don't make a mistake. And then you would just clamp it on. There you go. Allow that to dry. And then you can handle it more aggressively and you won't have any problems. You wouldn't do these parts, as you could tell, nor areas that need to be removed so they could put their men in there. And that'll prevent difficult and sad things like an expensive display of Lego where some parts would be off. Let me see if I can give you an example. My boys are really good at making sure that if a part falls off, they will put it back together. Here's some missing pieces. No, they've been pretty good. I worked on this one, I glued them together. This whole heavy walker, I glued all the parts because the heavy walker is the most difficult one to maintain from falling apart. I don't think it's perfectly well designed, so I had to glue those parts together. Especially this head piece that kept on popping off. And then I'm sure this looks like many homes out there. Oh, here's a piece. I have no clue where that would go. I'd have to glue that back on. And then I have that as the end product if you don't do that. That's about maybe $400 worth of Lego pieces and toys that have been dismantled accidentally. So one of the other things that I noticed is that you want to make sure that you glue pieces that are underneath the panels. You can also glue on the cracks, but it'll leave these blemishes that you can barely see, but this was the first thing I glued. So just make sure that you try to minimize that, or it's going to be behind the pieces that won't be seen as easily. So just to make it nicer, try to do that. So that's about it. Hope that helps, and have a good day for